Good mathical morning or good math afternoon. That's a horrible joke. I'm sorry. Depends on when you're watching this. Today, we are starting a new chapter. It's chapter 10, lesson 1. And this chapter, it's multiplying, dividing fractions. So, we did all the adding and subtracting. Now we're going to be multiplying, dividing. So basically, forget about everything that you learned last chapter because a lot of it's going to be different for this chapter. So, as always, here's pages 707 to 712. Put your name on it and then put a staple right here. I got new pens, so I'm pretty excited about the new pens. I guess this math is brought to you by Bic Velocity, a pen that just keeps on writing. No, I don't know. I'm being stupid. All right, so the essential question for this whole chapter is basically what strategies can be used to multiply and divide fractions. Okay, and this is just one of them. This is a hands-on. Typically, I don't do the hands-on that often, but we're going to go ahead and start out since this is lesson 1 in doing so. So you can use bar diagrams to find parts of a number. 1/4 of 16 is the same as saying 16 divided by 4. So again, like they've done here, they've taken 16, they split it up into 4 parts. 1/4 is one little tiny square here. So let's draw it, okay? Leela threw 16 pitches in the first inning of a softball game. Of the pitches she threw, 3/4 of them were strikes. How many strikes did she throw in the first inning? So basically what we're doing here is we're just figuring out what is 3/4 of 16 because, she threw 16 and it says she threw 3/4 of strikes. So how many of them are indeed strikes of the 16? So we use a bar diagram here to draw this out. The bar diagram, as it says, represents the number of pitches she threw. So she threw a total of 16 pitches, all right? And if we split up this into, we look at the denominator, since the denominator is 4, we're going to divide that into 4 sections, okay? Because that's the denominator, that's what we're splitting it. So they divide this up into 4 sections. Each section of the bar represents, well, since we split this up into 4 sections, we can say, well, 16 divided by 4, you have 4, 4, 4, and 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. And then you have, so each of the section of the bar equals 4 pitches, all right? So it says use the diagram to determine 3/4 of 16. Well, as you can see up here, 1, 2, 3 of those 3/4. So you have 4 plus 4 plus 4, which equals obviously 12. So 3/4 of 16 is 12. So Layla, she threw 12 strikes. All right, she threw 12 strikes. Let's turn to the next page. All right, so find 1/3 of 15 using a bar diagram. So we have the number right here is 15. All right. Since the denominator is 3, where the bar diagram will be divided into 3 equal sections. So we did that here. We took it and we divided it into 3 sections. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we just think to ourselves, 15 divided by 3, well, you have 5, 5, and 5. So each section of the bar represents 5. So use the diagram to determine 1/3 of 15. So 1/3 of 15 is the same as 15 divided by 3, which we did. So what is 1/3 of 15? Well, it's only one of these boxes. So it's pretty easy to see that this one is going to be 5. So 1/3 of 15 is 5. Not too bad. Not too bad. Down here, explain to a friend, explain why 1/4 of 16 is the same as 16 divided by 4. Well, I would say, to find 1/4 of 16, this is like I'm describing it to a friend, I would say draw a diagram that, I'm going to abbreviate, represents 16, then divide it into fourths, okay, one of those fourths is 1/4 of 16, which the denominator, denom, had it backward, denominator is 4. So that's like saying 16 divided by the 4 because of this little guy right there. Okay. Explain why 3/4 of 16 is the same as 3 times 16 divided by 4. Well, we could say if 1/4 of 16 is the same as 16 divided by 4, like we had up there, then we'd say, well, then 3/4 of 16 is 3 times greater because of that 3, right? Because we had the 1/4 up here, well, the 3 over it, well, that's 3 times of that. We're going to do it 3 different times. Let's go ahead and look at the practice it. All right. So we're doing 12 times 1/2. Okay. Or we're looking at 1/2 of 12. You can write it either way. You can say 1/2 of 12 or 12 times 1/2. And either way, you're going to get the same answer. So we're going to take 12 and we're going to divide it into 2 spots. And they've done that right there. So you're going to say, well, this equals 6 and 6. So 1/2 of it is 6. Pretty easy. 2/3 of 15. So again, we take 15 and we're going to divide it into 3 spots because that's the denominator. So we have 15 here. We divide it into 3 sections. So we should see that, well, that's 5, 5, and 5 because 5 times 3 is 15. And then we say, well, 2 of those, 5, 10. So 10 is our answer. Right there, 10 is our answer. 2/3 of 18. So again, we take our 18, we draw it like this, like they had before. Okay. So we have this box right here, and we're going to divide it into thirds. So we have 1. So right there, we have 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have to say, well, 6 times 3. So 6, 6, and the 6 is 18. And then we have 2 of these. So we have 2 of those. This is 2/3. So you add those together and you're going to get 12. Not too bad. 9. Okay, we take 9. Again, this could be the same as 1/3 of 9. Either way. Okay, either way, they just wrote it differently. So we have 9, and we're going to draw our little diagram. Okay, and we're going to divide it into thirds again. So that's 3, 3, and 3, right? Because 3 times 3 is 9. And then we're only looking at one of those. So 1/3 is right here. So you got the answers 3. Right here, we have our big number is 8. So we're going to divide that, or we're going to break that down into our diagram here. And we're going to divide it into 4s this time. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. Okay. So hopefully you see that 4 times 2. So the 2's in each one of these boxes. And then we're talking about one of these. So there's just 1/4 right there. 1/4. So your answer is going to be 2. 1/2 of 16. So again, we have 16. This one you might be able to do in your head. Okay. And we're going to divide it into 2. Boom. There's just 2 of them, right? So 8 and 8, right? Because 8 plus 8, 16. We're doing it, splitting it down the middle. And then we're only talking about one of those. So that's 1/2 right here. So the answer is 8. Okay, now it gets a little bit bigger here, down here at the bottom. We have 25. We do it the exact same way. Don't get scared just because it's bigger numbers. Okay. Oops, I'll do a little bit bigger. And we're going to split it into 5 sections. All right, so this is a little bit difficult. One, they don't have to be even. That's only 4, right? There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, as long as we have 5 boxes. 5. So it looks like we're going to have 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. And we're going to look at how many is 2/5. So this is 1/5. This is another fifth, right? Put those together, you get 2/5. So your answer is going to be 5 plus 5, which is 10. Now 24 times 3/4 or 3/4 of 24. So we take 24. We're going to draw our diagram here. All right. Draw our diagram here. And we're going to split it into 4 pieces because that's a denominator. So 1, 2. So there's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And since I know 4 times, so each one of these has to be 6. This is where you really need to know your multiplication tables. 4 times 6. And we're looking for 3/4. So this is a fourth. This is another fourth. This is another fourth, right? So there's 3 of them. So you're going to add those 3 together, and you're going to get 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 6 is 18. Easy as that. Easy as that. All right. Let's look at the back side here. Leon used plant fertilizer on 4/7 of his potted flowers. He has 28 potted flowers. How many did he use plant fertilizer for? So again, we're going to say 4/7 of 28 is what we're doing. All right, so we're going to take 28. We're going to draw it up here. We're going to draw our diagram right here. We're going to divide it into 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I have to add. There's 6 there, so I just add 1. It's not that big of a deal. There's 7 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not great at drawing the boxes, but there's 7 boxes there. All right, so I know that there should be a 4 in here because 7 times 4 is 28. Okay, and now we're looking for 4 of these. So here's a 7th, 2, 3, 4. So what's 4 of these equal? 4 times 4 equals, yep, 16 of the flowers. 16 of the flowers. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so we have drawings down here we can use. It says Jeremy washed 3/8 of the plates for dinner. If 16 were used, how many did he wash? So again, we have what is 3/8 of 16. Let's draw our diagram down here. We got 16 is total. We're gonna divide it into 8. So we're gonna have to do like really small boxes here. I may have to add here. Told you I'm not great at drawing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, see, I got to draw. I'm going to draw one more box. There's 8 boxes there. Okay, that's my diagram. I know that 8 times 2, so I can put 2 in each one of these. If we're splitting that into 8s, right? So this is an 1/8. This is an 1/8. So all these are 8s, right? And we got to come up with 3 of them. So there's 3 of them right here, right? Right there. So that's going to equal 6. 6 plates is what he had. 6 plates. We have 16 flowers up there. We're going to make sure to circle our answer. Okay. All right, down here, model math. Write a real-world problem that could represent the bar diagram below. Again, you look at 12 as your whole, like they did up here. So let's just say Mr. Young has 12 students. Of those 12, we can say 2/3 passed the test. How many passed? Right? So we have 12 total. I said 2/3 passed because that's so if you count those up, it's going to be the answer is going to be 8 of them passed. So 8 out of the 12 students passed. Congratulations, guys. So, down here, how can I use models to find a part of a number? You just, like it says, you can draw a bar diagram down there to model what a number should look like. You can divide it into equal parts, and then you just see how many parts you have by the top numerator, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to write that in there. All right, guys, your homework. Again, I'd highly recommend drawing the diagrams just to help you split things up. Use whatever page part here you need. Just remember, this is how many spots you're going to break it up into. You're going to break this number into that many places, and then you need to count this many when you're finished to see what the answer would be. Okay, I mean, you can see easily you're using those numbers, using that number, using those numbers right there. And then down here, you have to write a real world problem, and you can use one like I did. Don't use Mr. Young, this one, but this is what you're doing. Like on this problem here, you just got to come up with a problem from real life using these numbers down here. All right, so be creative with it, but also don't be violent with it. So, if you have any questions, feel free again to ask me, and I will be glad to help you. And I've been doing this for a very long time, and you've never really seen my face. Some of you haven't. Those of you who are watching it from wherever. So, hey, I'm Mr. Young. Been glad to work with you guys through all these many chapters, and I'll continue to put these on there for the rest of the year. So, enjoy. Give me a like and subscribe at the bottom. Got any questions? Come see me if you're in my class. Thank you.